everyone, I'm coming back to you, kind of an update on my journey to lose 100 pounds and to get back physically, to get myself back into physical fitness again, like I used to be and stuff. But this is just kind of an update. I've been fasting now for going on about 9 days, and I'm talking nothing but water. Just nothing but water. It went pretty good as it started out, but just within the last 2 days, when I get up, walk in the kitchen, something like that, I instantly, right when I get up, it gets to heavy breathing, like where just the minute I stand up, I'm like, and you felt like you've run a marathon. So I'm guessing that's due to the effects of, fasting for that long of a period. But I've dropped, like my last video I told you, 25 pounds in about 13 days. So now what I'm going to do is I went down and bought me some Gatorade that I'm going to go ahead and try to drink to get some electrolytes and get something back in my system again, and see if that improves on the breathing. And what I think I'm going to do too now is I'm just going to add a small dab of protein at night. And I might eat, I'm talking a piece of pork chop about that big. Or, a half a can of tuna. Something like that. Just so I can get some of that protein back in my body and stuff. Because what happens a lot of times when you fast, like with me, I got a lot of weight I got to lose. So I'm pretty safe in this category. But what happens a lot of times when you fast is your body will start taking away from your muscles. Your muscles will start getting weaker and stuff like that. With me, like I say, that's not going to happen for a long time because I have enough body mass and fat where my body's going to be drawing off that. It's going to be going through the stored energy before it ever reaches harming any of my muscles or anything like that. And stuff. But this is just a short update. I want to let everybody know. Anybody else who's interested in losing weight, I can tell you, if you cut out everything but water, and you're going to drop a lot, but don't get crazy kooky and then eat like a pig, because right now, how they always say, a lot of this with concentration camp survivors that were rescued in World War II that were just bone skinny. And this goes also for a lot of African kids, how you see them with those big old swelled bellies and they're starving. You can't just dive right back in the food right away because your system isn't used to that. You're going to end up getting sick or throwing up. And so you got to go a little bit at a time. Don't just think, hey, I lost 25 pounds, now I can go out and, eat 4 or 5 Big Macs. It's not a good idea. But anyway, just wanted to let you know, like I say, kind of where I'm at right now. And I'll make periodic updates and stuff on how I'm doing and what's going on. And like I say, I'm looking at dropping, 100 pounds. And I've already dropped, a good chunk of that, 25. So 75 pounds to go. And the weird thing about this, when you fast, your stomach starts to tighten up. And you don't even feel hungry anymore. You don't even have the urge to go get something to eat. And I will say that I did eat half a can of green beans a couple days ago. When this breathing thing started to set on, where, when I get up, if I get out of this car now and walk 5 feet, I'm going to instantly be into the hard breathing, the labored breathing. But I did eat a half a can of green beans, which is about 20 calories and stuff, to see if that would do any good. And when I ate it, I actually felt sick eating it. It actually upset my stomach, where I had to only eat a couple bites and then kind of weigh back, drink some water, and let my stomach settle down, and before I ate a couple more bites. But this, I'm not doing this by the book. I'm not looking at the internet, looking at this. This is my own plan, my own thing. I did it once before and I dropped a ton of weight. And in that time, what I did is I would just eat one big old dill pickle a night, and that sustained me. And pickles And this is actually a diet if you look it up on the internet with pickles. Pickles are one of the lowest calorie foods you can eat, very, very low calories. And I'd eat like, one of the big giant pickles and eat it. And I was able to drop a ton of weight then too. But I was still slipping in soda pop here and there. This time I'm going like cold turkey. And I'm probably going to actually run to the store today, and I will buy me another one of those big old jars of pickles, and I will start doing that again. And, to slip that into this fasting, just to eat a big deal pickle once a day, and see if that kind of settles down this, getting up and it being hard to breathe and stuff like that. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope if you're trying to lose weight, you're doing good, and keep at it, man. It's just like you can't like do it a minute and then stop and then go back to your old ways. You got to keep at it. And I think this time I've drank soda my entire life, non-stop, and I switched one time from soda thinking I'll just drink sweet tea, maybe it's better. Well, that was a big mistake, because I had a cavity-free mouth for my entire life, and when I started drinking that sugar tea, well, I started getting cavities like crazy. So that was a major disaster. But so like I say, I'm dropping soda, I think, for life. I don't drink the diet crap because it tastes like crap, and so I'm just gonna drop it, just eliminate it all together. I think what I'll slip in as a drink now is like orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice, maybe a lot of Gatorade, stuff like that. And this, once I get done getting down to my weight level that I want to be at, which is about 225 pounds. But, I'm going to slip in some other more healthier choices and beneficial choices than drinking 3 2-liter bottles of RC every day, But everybody, good luck. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. It's Friday at the time I made this video. So y'all have a great weekend, a blessed weekend. And I'll see you back at the next video, man. Peace out.